Hey, you ready for some of my boring stories? I had quit playing pool for 11 years, from 2004 to 2015, and just recently, probably about 4 months ago, I started getting back into it. I'd gotten married and settled down and did all that, and then I got so into my writing and internet marketing and all that just kind of felt like that was yesterday and this is today. And there's times in my life where I would play good for about a year and then get sidetracked on other stuff or get burnt out on it or whatever. And well, usually it was a relationship. And it doesn't always mix with pool. The game just demands so much of your time. And pool's funny. The time you're spending in it also straightens out your stroke and you get in rhythm. And the better you get at the game, the more addictive it becomes. So it becomes this obsession, a 7 day obsession. And through those 11 years where I quit, I, I would bet that there wasn't a single day that I didn't think about the game or playing the game. So anyway, one day I pulled myself, it was just about 4 months ago, I pulled myself away from my career and stuff, and I'm like, I'm going to go somewhere and just hit some balls now. And I didn't want to play with a house cue, so I went out, and not knowing if, you know, I just wanted to really just hit, so I was tired of thinking about it, and let's just do it. Let's just go out and see if you still have what you used to. So I stopped at a pawn shop and bought this piece of crap, Sneaky Pete, but it's better. It's straight and it's better than shooting with a house cue, which is you're never going to be able to judge your game shooting with a house cue. So I stayed with the Sneaky Pete, that old piece of junk, until I was going to make a decision to either get back into the game or just retire from it and get on with other stuff. And I started playing good is what happened after just playing once a week and just being out with my friends, and while I'm playing poker and while I'm writing, and like I don't have time for pool, it's just too demanding. But again, it gets in your blood and won't let you go, and you find yourself thinking about it more and more when you're not playing. So it got to the point where it was just like time to graduate from this, that piece of firewood, Sneaky Pete, to a better stick. Because I found myself deflecting balls and stuff that should have been made. And one night I was at a pool hall with a new friend of mine who was playing with a Richard Black, and I was running out pretty much anywhere from 7 balls to 2 racks. But there was a point where I was missing just a single ball and 2 racks, and I could swear I was hitting the ball right. So after the game, I would line up the shot, and he was letting me use his Richard Black, which is very expensive, old cue, rare too. And he's a cue collector. But anyway, I would line up the same exact shot and shoot it with his Richard Black, and it was going every time. And then I would go back to that Sneaky Pete stick, and I was dogging it still, lining it up perfect. And I was like, well, it's time to graduate to bed. So there's been some guy running around town who had a pea shower, and I love the stick, and he was selling it, and I offered him 60%, about 60% of what he was asking for it, and he was firm. What he was asking was perfectly reasonable. It's just that negotiation thing inside me was like, all right, well, I'll give you this. But he wasn't desperate to sell it, so that wasn't working. Yeah, after another month of hitting balls with the sneaky Pete's, and then I started playing more too. I started getting out 2 days a week, and then 3 days, and then 4 days, and then stopping at every just like I said, it gets addictive, and found myself playing better and better. So I went back and I offered him about 75% of what he was asking. He's like, no, he's still, he wouldn't, the guy wouldn't budge. And then another couple weeks went by. And, and now I'm shopping aggressively for pool cues. It's time to either do this, you can get back into it full tilt, or just get out of it. And there's no getting out of it now because I've got the bug again. So I'm on the internet and I'm looking at Mucci's and older McDermott's, used McDonald, like the new McDermott's, and they cheapened them up. And, there's a couple of Lucassi's that I liked, and I'm coming real close to buying these sticks, but I'm like, nah, man. And the Josh, and of course more pea showers, but I can't find the pea shower in my price range. I don't want to spend $1,500 at this point for a cue, and some of them go for major bucks. The more rare they are, if they limit it to a day. I mean, pool cues can get quite pricey. I was looking at who was it? One of the pros was using a $7,000 custom stick. Which had sterling silver inlays and made for him and balanced for him, and just just incredible sticks. So anyway, last night I still haven't bought a stick. I'm just not ready to commit to things that visually look great on the internet, and they're flashy, and that's my style and all. But and of course, I don't like the fact of paying for something on the internet and then waiting a week or 2 weeks or 3 weeks or whenever the person sends it. I'm playing pool almost every day now. I need the stick now. I'm not going to wait, until you get off your ass and get to the post office and send me this thing. And I just don't like that idea. If I pay for something, I want it now. So I'm not buying anything. I'm just kind of getting an idea of what's out there. But I'm still in love with this guy's pea shower. So last night I'm watching a special, and it's produced by Inside Pool Magazine, and it's called "What's in the Case," where they go around to the pros, and they ask them what kind of equipment are you using, what kind of pool cue do you use, and what's in your case, and what kind of good luck charms do you carry, and all that kind of stuff. And they get to Max Everly, who's one of my favorite players and people, just because he likes to he gives instructions and stuff, but he also deals with the mental side of pool and keeping your focus and your mental game and all those voices inside your head and all that stuff. And that's the void that's missing in pool, because that's what you can have two equally talented players, and one does great and goes out on the road and becomes a pro, and the other one stays in his hometown because there's something missing there, and it's always the mental game. And Max deals with that, and so anyway, they're emptying Max's case, and he's telling you about his stuff, and he uses peace shower cues, and so now I'm like hooked. It's like I'm gonna go out and give this guy every penny he's wanting for this stick, and just get it. And that's what I did today. I went out and I bought a stick, and still haven't hit a ball with it. But, in fact, I just got home. But you want to see it? And only a pool player could love this video, probably. But, there it is. I don't know how well you can see it. And we'll get down to explaining it to you. Let's start with the shaft here. You can see that there's some kind of red stuff on it, and it's not chalk either. But it really doesn't matter because this will be replaced, and some other stuff will be replaced also. I think there's a lot I could do with the shaft. I think I'm going to turn it down to 11 millimeter. It's probably 12.5 or 12.75 millimeter right now. And I've been playing snooker lately, so I'm going to buy an extension for the butt of the cue and just turn this down to a real thin shaft for playing snooker. And I'm going to replace that with probably a black dot shaft made by Mucci. Mucci started selling me on their sticks when I went and saw some of their videos on deflection and how little deflection the black dot shaft has. So, and they make them for peach shower, of course. And there's this quick release pin on this butt. You can see it's half threaded, and this is patented by Peach Shower. So while you're spending a half hour screwing your cue together, I'm spending about 2 seconds and unscrewing it too. So I like that idea there. If you want to look at some of the inlay work, pretty fancy dancy there. And I like that they have the white kind of highlights the blue. If we go down, these points are floating, which means they're not going all the way down to the wrap here, and that's called a floating point when they start a little bit up. And they Peach Shower, that reminds me, Peach Shower has crown jewel shaft. I think that's what it's called, and it has points actually on the shaft, the inlays, and they help you aim. And what I'd really like to do with that is get them all the way down to the ferrule, even inside the ferrule, to where you have like 8 very thin inlays here to help you aim the shot. So, and I can't stand Irish lining. So this grip will be replaced with leather because I have sort of a slip stroke while I'm lining the ball up. And it's all subconscious. The cue is kind of sliding through my hand until I find that sweet spot, and then I grip it. And it's hard to get the right grip with this Irish linen that wants to keep on sliding. And it just feels more comfortable with me. Some people are using cork now, but I don't, and because of that, all that sliding, it figures. because of all the sliding. Um, hang on a second, guys. I'm not gonna. I'm not gonna. I'm not gonna hang up on you and start over. Fuck. Excuse my language, ladies. But I don't trust cork to maintain for too long. Um, I can just see it wearing out, and because of the sliding and gripping, after a couple of years, it's gonna start falling apart. Maybe not. They say it won't, but I like leather anyway. And that's it. As far as the Sneaky Pete, which now I'm in the market for a case, and it has to have one of those big pockets to hold that. It's very important. 3 butts and 6 shafts. And with the old Sneaky Pete, I think I'm just going to front weight it at the end of the butt, and just put an extra hard tip on it, and use it for a brake cue, or just buy a brake cue and keep it around, just to play in the bars and stuff. You know, something you don't have to worry about getting stolen or broken, or, you know, dinged up or lost or whatever. So anyhow, I hope you learned something and were at least a little bit entertained. I'm in love with it, and I don't regret it, and I can't wait to hit some balls with it. So y'all behave yourselves.